Before I start this review, I just want to apologize right now if I say the name Josh when I'm referring to Joss Whedon. And I don't mean any disrespect to the man, but I just want to say I sometimes get that name wrong. That is such a very unique name. I don't know if anybody in the world has the name of Joss. Yes, okay, so when Joss Whedon directed the biggest blockbuster film of last year, The Avengers, we were all wondering what was going to be his next project, especially now that that was a huge success and that Avengers 2 was in the works. But I don't know if Joss Whedon was working on his next film before he was doing Avengers, during Avengers, or after Avengers. There was some time around where he was working on his next picture. And to really get in the mood of this review, I decided to, okay, alright, that's much better. Let's get started. Yes, Joss Whedon's next film, after this big blockbuster film that just came out last year, was going to be a black and white modern day version of the classic play by William Shakespeare, Much Ado About Nothing. Wow. I know I had heard about this project, especially I think after the fact that he had made Avengers, but I don't know when he was preparing to make this film. My guess is, since people think he is a genius for creating such great things on television and the movies, and making the biggest movie of last year, I'm going to say he did both at the same time. But I doubt that, I don't really know. I'm just going to say, I thought he was planning both of them at the same time in his mind, but he was probably getting Avengers out of the way, and then he was going to work on this passion project that he had. And I admire that. I have a little bit more respect for the man. I wasn't a huge fan of the film Avengers. The only thing that I have to say that I'm absolutely in love with when it comes to Joss Whedon is the film from 2005, Serenity. I would love, and I would get in the line right now if there was an announcement for a sequel to Serenity. I think that is my personal favorite thing that Joss Whedon has ever done. But he's got a brand new film that I just mentioned called Much Ado About Nothing. It is a modern version of the film done in black and white, as I said before. And this film, I believe, has been done in the screen before, I believe in the 90s by Kenneth Branagh. And I did see that film. And I think I saw about 10 years ago, I went to a Shakespeare in the Park of this presentation. And it was nice because you're just outside and people are, performing great plays of whatever. So anyways, yeah, this wasn't a play that I was too crazy about. This is something that's never really connected to me. First, when it comes to William Shakespeare, the only thing that's ever really tugged at my heart or made me feel something, or I feel like I somewhat fully understand, would have to be Romeo and Juliet. I remember seeing the 70s or late 60s version of the film in school, and I loved the 90s version that was modernized by Baz Luhrmann. But when it comes to Much Ado About Nothing, I'm not too crazy about it. I never really grabbed at me. I never really understood it. I think it's definitely a simple story. Now that I've actually seen this version of the film, I see a very, very simple story. But I still, I think the first act of the film, I was very confused. And they're talking in the way that the play is written, but it's all modern. They're using phones and iPads, and there's other things. It's outside. What I mean is, it's in a house sometimes, and it's outside the house. But it was just really unique the way this film was presented. I like that it was presented in black and white. I think the cast is amazing. There's a lot of people that have worked with Josh in the past. People that have worked with him with Firefly and Serenity and Avengers and Cabin in the Woods, and there's probably many other people that I didn't recognize. I recognize, but maybe I'm just not familiar with the stuff, so someone who might be familiar with stuff, might recognize some of these actors. But the two leads, played by Alexis Denisof and Amy Acker, really, really hold this movie together. And they're very, very likable. They add a lot of humor, because this movie is full of romance and humor and tragedy and misunderstanding, and they all come together because it's really Much Ado About Nothing, it turns out. Again, I never really liked this production, and I have to say, this is the first time it really connected to me, and it took a little while. And still, I'm really lost. I don't really fully understand everything that I've witnessed tonight. I don't know if I'll ever will, because it just feels like I feel smart going to see a movie like this, but I think I'm not smart enough to fully understand it. It just goes right over my head. But as a presentation, and it's directed really well, and it's adapted really well by Joss Whedon, and the cast is just so likable and energetic. I got really into it near the very, very end, and I was like, this might be the first version of Much Ado About Nothing that really grabbed me. And I do recommend it, especially for if you're a huge fan of Josh and you want to see him do something totally different from Avengers, I do recommend the film. Please go check it out. It is out now if you can find it in your local multiplex. And for anybody that's looking for something different that's from the regular blockbuster film that usually comes out this summer. And I really admire that Joss Whedon for doing it. I mean, hats off to you, dude. And I hope I got your name right every time I said it. So I'm going to give Much Ado About Nothing 3.5 stars. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Oh wait, let's go back there. I'm also on Twitter and I'm on Facebook. And please go to WeLiveFilm.com and subscribe right here on YouTube to We Live Film. And also go to WhoYouTube.com. And if you want to learn how you can go see one 2D movie a day for just $30 a month, I highly recommend you check out MoviePass.com. It changed my life, and it can change yours. Bye.